but it's one of the funniest things that ever happened to me. This is when I was still in business with my brother-in-law, this guy named Dave. And Dave, nice guy. Dave was kind of a techno geeky kind of guy. He didn't have great human skills, you know. His person-to-person skills were a little lacking. So we were busy working. We had a customer in LA, and we had a new version of the product. And at this time, we had to go there to install. So Dave and I went to do this, and we showed up at their office. This is Superior, still a customer of ours. And actually, the guy who's running Superior now, Scott Stenslick, was actually the manager of this branch operation. So I've known Scott a long time. So we show up, and Dave, you know, was like, okay, I've got this routine, I install it on their computer, it's gonna convert their data into the new system, right? So we're sitting there, and he goes, this is gonna take a while. So we're sitting around, and I'm basically just kind of, you know, talking and conversing with the people in the office, and Dave's over there working on the computer, and he's like, okay, it's running now. So the computer's like chugging along, blah, 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 and Dave's looking, you know, at kind of watching it, and then Dave starts like kind of going, he had like a notebook, and he started looking in his notebook, and he looked a little concerned, but I wasn't, you know, I figured whatever, I mean, because he told me that everything was cool. And then all of a sudden Dave goes, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. And he leaves, and he never comes back. He never comes back. So like 20 minutes later, everybody's like, where's Dave? And I'm like, I have no idea. So I went out, and Dave was hiding in the bathroom. And I was like, Dave, you know, what the hell? And he's like, well, he goes, I realized after I started that routine that it wasn't converting their data, it was just deleting all their data. And I just couldn't go back and tell you. So I said, well, are you going to come back in there now? And he's like, no. So I had to go back in there and say, you know, I'm really sorry, but this routine isn't working right. And Dave had to leave. And so I'm going to have to take your computer. So started this company. We started basically with a real simple solution where you could scan resumes and then do some text searching on them so that you could quickly come up with a lot of resumes based on, you know, any combination of words and stuff.
This branch has been a really wide range. I've probably worn a half a dozen different hats. I've been everything from scanning to editing hard copy resumes when we had hard copy resumes, to creating the first text-based videos, to part-time receptionist, to I don't know, it just goes on and on.
Carla started in our scanning division, and when we got rid of that, she wanted to stay on, so we found a place for her over in the tech department, just kind of doing some of the, you know, some of the really basic stuff that needed to get done. And Carla has parlayed that into a long career here. Very loyal employee, a person that is always willing to pitch in. Very, very nice lady.
I've learned that I work with a lot of really amazing people. And some of these people here are so smart, they just amaze me how things change on a day-to-day basis and how they keep up with it all. It's an amazing place to work.
And started presenting that to companies local in the LA area, which is where I was living at the time. And we got some, you know, some suckers, some early adopters to go in with us. And we still actually, of our first 10 customers, I think we still have 6 of them, amazingly enough. 30 years been with us now.
I think what it really comes down to is no one's an ant here, if that makes sense. You're not just, you know, part of the system, and nobody really knows who you are, sees you. Everybody knows everybody here.
Colin's a hard-working guy. Colin's a bit of an agitator around here.
The fact that you feel important when you come to work every day is a huge part of wanting to come back, because if you're just an ant walking around and you feel like nobody, you kind of don't want to be there, you know what I mean? So the leadership here is probably what keeps people here to that length. Yeah, I'd have to say that.
Jay's the hardest working guy I've ever known. I don't know that he ever sleeps, not sure. But he's a super smart guy, really good in all areas of technology.
I personally have always loved the David and Goliath type situations. I love being the little guy. I love trying to conquer the big guys. Sometimes we get slapped around a little bit, but more than not, we come out on top, and that's really rewarding. I mean, I'm just competitive by nature, so that's why I can't play board games with my wife anymore. I get too vicious. She's like, I'm not playing with you anymore.
He's a great leader of our technical team. He's really committed to customer service. And again, I think you have to be lucky to stay in business 30 years. I've been super lucky to get two guys like Mike and LJ working here.
We try to differentiate ourselves through our integrity and just the customer service. We really get to know our clients. Beyond the product, I think that's what I'm most proud of with the company, is that so many of our clients consider us like a partner, not their vendor. And they will call us when good things happen. They will call us when they're making big decisions. They will help us to be part of it. And so that's probably one of the most rewarding parts of it. So.
And so then from there, it was just, a lot of really hard work, long hours, because it took me a long time to figure out how to really be successful as a businessman. So we just kind of built on that platform. We finally got ourselves in a situation where we could have multiple user systems instead of a single user, and that helped open some doors to some larger organizations.
The product was client-server based, and the direction we were hoping to go was web-based and become an applicant tracking system. And it wasn't that I came in on a white horse, saying, oh, I have a great idea. It just kind of meshed. It's kind of, the way I look at it in my mind is it's kind of like trying to figure out who invented a car. There's like a billion parts in a car. You could go back to Henry Ford or whatever, but SmartSearch is so complicated and so in-depth, it took so many minds. And that's one of the great things about working with the company is we'll have our staff meetings, and whether you're the receptionist or you're a network admin or your tech support, we take ideas from everyone. And some of our best ideas have been from just the people who aren't working with the product every day, who they look at it and go, wow, that's really stupid the way you did that, LJ. Well, why'd you do it that way? And it's, it's one of those shameful moments where it's like I go back to my office and I thought I had something good, but it really ultimately makes the product so much better because we value every single person. So it's, the biggest change is we went to the web-based version. That really was a turning point for our company because it allowed us to control the software quality. Prior to that, we'd install it on someone's site, and we wouldn't always have access to the database. We had to rely on their infrastructure. We had to rely on their IT people supporting the system. Once we took control of it and we built our own server center and we were responsible for all of that, it was like night and day difference. The product, the reliability, the customer support, everything just shot through the roof. So I think that was the big turning point with the company.
We kind of parlayed that into a business 30 years later. We've got customers all over the world, really, using the system, all kinds of different businesses. And I've got a great company now with a lot of really good people that I really enjoy working with. I learned after many, many years that in order to be successful, I had to do was hire people who were smarter, more motivated than me. And as soon as I started doing that, then life became good.
When I started, I knew how to maximize and minimize a browser window, and that was the extent of my computer knowledge.
Debbie's great. Debbie is just an amazing success story, I think.
I couldn't program a page from the ground up, but I can read code, I can make changes to code, JavaScript, HTML, ASP, I can build custom reports, I know SQL. It's just, I can create a career center. The evolution it's unbelievable, really.
Tony is one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. Honestly, he is gracious, kind, a gentle soul with a great work ethic and a really, really super good personality.
They gave me an opportunity when I didn't know what the whole software industry was about, and I believe I've succeeded in learning everything about the product.
Our customers just love Tony, and we do too.
You know, in general, it's pretty rewarding to work with a team where a small team to get big results.
Jess has parlayed himself into, I think he's got the biggest office back in the tech area, so people hate him for that, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
And I feel that in a lot of cases, we're working with these huge clients, and with a small team, we get pretty big results. And it's satisfying, at the end of a project when you're like, wow, these thousands of candidates use this portal to get their resume in and, go through the process.
Nick's a really smart guy. I've enjoyed working with Nick a lot over the years. Nick likes cars, I like cars, so that makes for a good combination of both in work and outside of work interests.
I love who I work with. We're a small company. It's a real close family. I've seen other companies going to the client sites or going to other, visiting other people, and large companies are just a number. Here I feel each person makes a difference in their own way.
And the leadership in the company and how well the company is run and managed. Everyone is a stakeholder and made to feel like a stakeholder.
She's super nice. I mean, just very, very pleasant, great sense of humor, so easygoing, so easy to work with. And I am not an easy person to work with. I procrastinate, forget about stuff, don't get things done on time. And Cyndy's always there to, gently sort of push me along. It's like, we really need this, but she's so nice about it. I get to where I almost feel guilty that I'm not, because I'm letting Cyndy down. Cyndy's just awesome. Love Cyndy.
Everyone has a role that is pivotal to the organization, and everyone has a voice and a seat at the table. And you just don't see that in a lot of companies. And this company is very unique in that way.
It's a great place to come to work. I really like it. 17 years, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't come. Yeah, no, it's a great place. Everybody gets along. Everybody has the right attitude, which, makes it easy, I think. And then the customers appreciate that too.
Diane's a sweetheart. She does a lot of stuff up in the front office, and she kind of helps keep us a little organized and keeps the place, straightened up. And she'll go into my office, which is a scary place to go, and straighten things out and organize. So I'll go into my office, and then all of a sudden it's like, God, now I have a lot of stuff to do. Why'd you put that on top of my desk?
First of all, I got my degree, and Doug always told me, once you get your degree, you can come work for me. So ever since I've been a little kid, I kept that in mind.
JJ always told me that he wanted to work here, and then JJ went off and enlisted and served in the military for a while, and then just out of the blue, I get this resume, Jeffery Swan, and I never even thought of him like that. I'm looking at this resume, I'm like, well, maybe this guy might be good. And then I was like, wait a minute, I know this guy.
He kept true to his promise. As soon as I got my degree, I sent my resume in, and I got the job. So I was qualified, so.
I feel really confident about myself working here. As you said, I've kind of grown up with the company, so I've been in and out of this building and interacted with every other employee here for basically my whole life. So, coming here, it kind of just feels a little bit like family, just because I've known everybody for so long. So, it's pretty comfortable. I enjoy it.
So we decided to give Tyler an opportunity to come work in our tech support operation, and by all accounts, he's doing a bang-up job. He's really got a very nice personality. He's a really easy guy to talk to, and that translates well into customer service.
Well, when I joined the company, my hair was red.
Sylvia is a great hard worker, inventive, super smart in marketing and sales, just a great salesperson, and a wonderful woman. I really like Sylvia just so much.
My message for my coworkers, very simply, is 2 words, and those words are thank you. I am very, very grateful for all of the hard work and appreciate everything you do for me and my clients.
And Maria is just another example of a person who's grown into her job, and who I think she really likes her job because she works a lot.
So there are clients who we retain, and there's some that we actually get back after they've moved to a different client, and they realize that, you know, they think the grass is greener, and they actually return to us because they realize that our support and our product is much easier to work with.
We, we don't pay that well. I'm a very demanding boss, so the longevity of our staff is really always shocking and surprising to me. Because we have a lot of people that have been here for, I don't know, 20 plus years. And I think that people enjoy working in an environment where they feel like they are responsible for their job, where they feel like they're not being micromanaged, where they're trusted to do the right thing and to think about what they're doing and apply their ideas to the challenges that they face in their position. And we foster that kind of atmosphere.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love SmartSearch so much. Thank you.